This Bluetti Elite 200V isn't your average solar generator. It is an off-grid beast in a surprisingly small package. And when Bluetti sent this power station to me for review, I was stunned to learn that this is 40% smaller than its predecessor, the AC200P, while packing the same punch. And speaking of packing a punch, this thing is built to last. With its automotive grade lithium iron phosphate battery cells, you can expect an impressive lifespan of up to 17 years and over 6,000 charging cycles. And if Bluetti's claims are true, you can rely on this power station for countless adventures to come. With a massive 2,073.6 watt hour capacity and a 2,600 watt output, the Elite 200 V2 can handle all of your essential devices and then some. We're talking about powering everything from smartphones, mini fridges, electric kettles, electric cooktops, and if you have even more power hungry devices, you can activate Hercules mode with 3,900 watts of output. Now, Hercules mode might be similar to Bluetti's former powerlifting mode. We'll find out in testing. Powerlifting mode would lower the voltage for high discharge devices such as cooktops, kettles, water boilers, things like that, to keep them running even though they weren't getting the actual power that they thought they were getting. For example, something like the EB3A would take that 600 watt output and give it a 1,200 watt output, and then while that was happening, drop the voltage significantly, keeping the device on. And charging is a breeze too. You can juice it up from a standard wall outlet with turbo boost mode, reaching 80% in about an hour, and a full charge takes just a little bit longer. You can harness the power of the sun with its 1,000 watt solar input, or even charge it on the go with the optional Bluetti Charger 1, which is 6 times faster than traditional car charging. But what really impressed a lot of folks is that 96% efficiency of the AC inverter. It's so good that you could actually get better run times by upgrading the 12 volt devices that you have into this 120 volt outlet. And with its built-in UPS, you can rest assured that your sensitive electronics like laptops and CPAP machines will stay protected from unexpected outages. On top of that, it does have a true ground. I put the ground cable in here just so I don't lose it, but if I wanted to hook this up as a true UPS at my home, I could use this ground to further protect the device from any kinds of short circuits. And another significant upgrade of the Bluetti Elite 200 is that it is whisper quiet even at maximum discharge. So this thing will be perfect for those peaceful nights under the stars. And the Elite 200 V2 isn't just for camping, it's also perfect for overland expeditions, home backup, and even possibly at your job site. This thing can provide reliable power wherever your adventure takes you. And if you've been following along with my minivan camper build, I just recently built this table right here that I want to use to have all of my kitchen appliances. Now, please forgive me as I have not settled everything exactly where I want it yet, but what I have for today's testing is, of course, the Bluetti Elite 200 V2, a microwave that I have not used yet, Keurig coffee maker that pulls somewhere around 1,000 watts, and then this hot plate that pulls almost 2,000 watts at max. Before we commence the testing, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. I've also been using the Bluetti Charger 1 to keep this power station topped off. I did originally intend to charge it with a solar panel as well. However, unless your solar panel has the same voltage as the Charger 1, the 56 volt output, then you won't get anything from your solar panel simultaneously with the Charger 1. So it's an either or situation, Charger 1 or solar panel. But I did recently get this buck converter that will take the solar panel's input, which is about 20 volts, and output 57 volts, more closely matching the Bluetti Charger 1. I will absolutely be testing that solar panel with the Charger 1 at 57 volts, either in an upcoming video or just in my general exploration with this minivan camper. Now for the first test, I just want to add some water to my coffee maker. That way it goes through its process of boiling some water for me. 10 ounces is just about right. And now we're ready to begin testing. I've got the gauge right here, coffee maker. I'm going to go ahead and go with that. It doesn't take a lot of power to move the water, but once that heating element starts up, I'll let you know the output is here. Then once the heating element gets settled in, I'll go ahead and run this microwave for about a minute. Depending on if it can handle both of these loads, then I will add the hot plate into the mix. So the coffee maker's pulling about 1400 watts. Let's go ahead and start the microwave. Between the microwave and the coffee maker, we're basically tapped out that 2600 watts. And now that I'm at 2600 watts, I want to go ahead and start. I'll go ahead and start on 8. Let this thing go. And now what's happening is, because I have this in Herculean mode or Hercules mode, the output on the AC inverter is serving all 3 of these devices. I'm showing 2000 watts. I didn't bring my volt ohm meter out here with me, but I am positive that that voltage has dropped to sustain these loads. All right. So the coffee maker just stopped heating. The microwave kicked back up, and I did notice a distinct difference in between that microwave when it was struggling to get its power versus the coffee maker. And once that coffee maker stopped heating, the microwave power did seem to go up. Now, one thing to keep in mind is I truly would never run all of those devices at the same time. If I'm running the microwave, I'm probably making a microwave meal. If I'm running the hot plate, I'm probably making something in my cast iron skillet. And then the coffee maker is the only thing I would probably run at the same time as those other 2. This is the reason that I want to keep the Bluetti Elite 200 V2 in my minivan camper, because I can run those 2 devices. So if I want a hot breakfast and a cup of coffee, or a hot dinner and then maybe another cup of coffee, something like that, the Bluetti Elite 200 V2 can definitely handle those loads. My only true gripe with this product so far is that charger 1 and that dual input, you can't dual charge with the charger 1 and a solar panel, I assume, unless the voltage matches. I haven't tested that yet. But if you have something like a 1000 watt solar panel array, you can hook that into that Elite V2 and get up to 1000 watts at 56 volts from those solar panels. And because I think you might ask about it in the comments, the Bluetti Elite 200 V2 has 2 USB-C outputs and 2 USB-A outputs. Those USB-Cs are rated at 100 watts each, and they both do put out 100 watts. Those 2 USB-As are rated at 15 watts each, and of course you can get that load out of those outlets. Now, how it varies significantly from some of the other Bluettis that I've tested in the past. Well, it doesn't have that TT30R or that 30 amp RV style output that a lot of folks like to see. I've never personally used them, but if it did have that with that 30 amp output, it might have handled that powerlifting mode a little better. I'm not really sure, because I feel like if 2600 watts is the max output, then that's all you're going to get out of the device. It also does not have a flashlight, and it doesn't have wireless charging. However, I personally don't really like the built-in wireless charging, because if I'm an Android or an iPhone user, I prefer to get a wireless charger that's more tailored to that device. Then I can plug it into one of those USB outputs and I'm good to go. I find out how I ultimately set up this minivan camper, get all of my devices dialed in. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my future minivan camper build videos. Thing we didn't really talk about is this Bluetooth app that Bluetti has. The good thing is, all of the features that you truly need, you can access through the display on the Elite 200 V2. However, I can use this when I want to just turn on or turn off my AC inverter. So for right now, I do want to turn off the AC inverter because I had the coffee maker and all that stuff going. I've got my DC still hooked up. That's hooked up, and it was charging my iPhone, so now I actually don't need that on anymore. And now I have everything off. If I turn on the vehicle, you will see that PV go straight up to that 500 or so watts, and that'll be so that it can top this off. If you have any questions about how this thing operates, please leave those in the comments. And as always, consider giving me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in my next adventure.